students, and I just wanted to go through with you guys how to check your CRS score, right? There are so many scam agencies in India. There are so many, immigration, so-called immigration consultants. But again, one thing which is very important for you guys is to first calculate your CRS score, and then if you see that your scores are very high, then you can look into your your process is starting your application. So if you have any questions, please, this is a Facebook group. You can join and post your queries. So let's start with the simple. It's a very simple tool. This is the official tool on the Government of Canada website, CRS Tool Canada, cic.gc.ca. This was previously the domain portal which was used by immigration. IRCC now moved into canada.ca. And if you look into the CIC here, this is where you start with. And here, this is the tool. So it basically, what is your marital status? So you fill in all the details, and the system will show you the points in the express entry. So you are married.
Married, yes, sir.
Yeah. Is your spouse a common law partner, citizen, permanent resident? No.
No, yes.
And will your spouse or common law partner come to you in Canada? Yes, right?
Yes.
And how
Yes,
old
sir.
are you? What is your age?
As of now, I'm 29, but I guess it's 30 when I'll
30.
apply for the PR.
Okay, 30.
Yeah.
And what is your level of education?
In India or here, sir?
In India, highest level of
In
education.
India, yeah. Two or more certificates, sir.
No, but do you
Two more
have,
certificates and diploma.
yeah, but
Yes.
you didn't have masters, right?
No, I didn't have the master's there.
Okay. Have you earned a Canadian degree? Yes.
Yes.
Uh, you have a 1 or 2 year diploma or a certificate. Official languages?
Yes.
Yes. English. What do you think the best score would be in IELTS?
778. I'll score
Triple
that.
seven eight. Okay. Speaking 7, listening 8, reading 7.5, writing 7. And do you have any other language results? Not
Not.
applicable. You get additional points for French, right? So guys, if you want
Okay.
to improve your CRS score, make sure, 8777 is definitely a very high, but for students who are in Canada, you don't really have to score. It's good if you can, but again, with your Canadian education and work experience, you will get additional points. And if you can learn French, you could. Work experience in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? Right? So 1 year, let's put 1 year. In the last 10
Okay,
years,
sir.
years of total work experience, over foreign work experience, overseas work
5
experience.
years, yes.
Yeah, so for 3 years or more, you get the maximum points. Do you have a certificate of qualification? So for many skilled trades, there is certification of qualification where you get additional points. Okay. In your situation, no additional points. Do you have a valid job offer supported by LMIA? A valid job offer must be full-time in a skilled job listed tiers 101, 2, 3, supported by labor market impact assessment, or exempt from needing one for 1 year before from the time of your permanent residence. All right. So yeah, so a job offer isn't valid if your employer is okay. So it's basically like it's an LMIA. Okay.
Okay.
So this here, no. Do you have a nomination? No. And do you or your
Yes,
no,
we have, sir.
you have a sibling, your husband,
Yes.
right? So
Yes, sir.
additional points if you have siblings here. What is the highest level of education for which your spouse or common law partner earned a Canadian degree, right? What is the highest level of education for which your spouse or common law partner has?
I guess it's back in India, it's Bachelor of Architecture he has. So, bachelor degree.
Bachelor's degree. Okay.
Yes.
And in the last 10 years, how many skilled work experience you get points for your spouse Canadian work experience. So let's put it 1 year as well.
Okay. Sure.
Right? Did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? IELTS. What do you
Yes.
think the IELTS score he could be able
Maybe
to?
778 most probably.
Yeah. Okay. 7, 8, 8, and 7. right? So let's calculate your score. So it's 528. Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Yes, sir.
maybe we can just go down, even if Paras doesn't score 7, let's put in 7.5 and change a bit here, and you can
Okay.
if it makes any difference. See, 522 still not really much. So your IELTS is important here. If you change your IELTS score, for example, if you change it to listening 7, 6.7, you'll see the difference.
Okay, sir. Sure. But for that, we need to have the Canadian
Yeah,
experience, both Paris and me.
yeah. So if you remove Paris Canadian work experience and the lower
Uh-huh.
IELTS score, still it should still be fine, right? So let's put in none here.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If you put in none,
Okay.
504, it's still a good.
So,
Okay,
okay.
even with the
Then it's
lower
great.
IELTS score, like even for you, Paras ke liye we've decreased IELTS score, and even for you, even if you don't score 777, 8, speaking में 7, 6, 7, and 7, it's still okay, right?
Sir, like
Okay.
where
So
does she
should
get the
we?
score? Like,
Sorry.
how did she get that score? Like, what points helped her?
So see here, you can see actually official language proficiency, 25 points, Canadian work experience and education, 25 points, subtotal 50. Skill transferability. Okay. Foreign work experience, right? She has 25 points, official language proficiency and foreign work experience. She's getting 25 points. Canadian and foreign work experience, 25 points. So 8, 50, 50, 100 here. And then you see subtotal skill transferability.
And then you'll be able to see all the PSLs and working through this model.
Yeah, so it's 504,
Yes.
So,
right?
one more query, like, should we
Over.
apply for the second course or should we go for directly PR after 1 year of work permit?
So the only issue with here is basically what is happening. How are you getting the score? Right? This is a very big
Mm.
question. All international students, should I take a 1 year course or not? Right? So here,
Yeah.
if you're looking at, without your 1 year work experience, if you check in, let's remove your 1 year work experience here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Right? None. See the difference here. For 19.
Ah, a
Okay.
huge
So
difference.
a
Yeah.
huge difference. So the question here is, this is what a lot of people to understand. If I have seen practical situations, right? So I have seen students who got sick when you apply for a 1 year program, you are only getting a 1 year postgraduate work permit, right? So it might take time for people to find jobs. If you apply for your
Yeah.
postgraduate work permit and if it is taking 2 or 3 months to get a job, you're losing your time. You only have 12 months. Your clock is ticking and you have to get 12 months of Canadian work experience,
Yes, correct, sir. Correct.
right? Second, you are looking at anything, I'm telling you practical situations. I had students who met with an accident and they had health issues. I had
Mm.
students who, for some reason the employer was good, but they laid off. Or the project closed, then they have to start looking for another job, and it takes another 1 or 2 months to find another job. This might happen,
Oh.
this might happen. And I had students with family members. I had one student from Vapi, Gujarat. His parents met with an accident. Luckily, everything was okay, but he took a 1 year program.
Oh, for the safer advice, then we need to take the 1 year
Yeah, so he could not
program.
even go to his house. I had one student whose parents got sick with COVID. He left
Oh.
everything and he went home, but thankfully he's from construction. He went to Saskatchewan and he got an LMI from an employer and he got his extension. I had one student whose
Mhm.
father passed away and he could not go home because he only had 12 months. And those
Yeah.
it was the postgraduate work permit applications were coming in like 3 to 4 weeks. Now there's a delay with the postgraduate work permit application processing time. It's taking about 4 to 5 months. But when
Mhm.
normal times come in, When you submit an application, it's 4 to 6 weeks is what max you would get in. So you have to understand this. If you want to go, if you are okay, right, you have a job, you're 100% sure that your employer is not going to, fire you, then you can go ahead, but you have to talk to your employer clearly, right? This is my
Okay.
situation. This is what I am. I will only have 1 year work permit. And if you lay me off, or if anything happens with you or your family and you're unable to complete your 12 months work experience, you will not be able to get in. Second, express entry is changing,
Yes, correct.
right?
Correct.
Express entry, what is going to happen from spring, probably from May and June, express entry, they will be targeted draws. So for example, we have this time we had about 5,500 draw, right? So what will happen is within this draw, right? Within the draw, IRCC will be pulling out targeted occupations, targeted draws from the 5,500. There might be 2,000 people who are IT professionals or healthcare professionals, or they might be Ukrainians, right, living here, or they might be like Manitoba. I think I've seen specific programs for Ukrainians. It might be people who speak French. So score will go high because the numbers, even though people with a lower score based on their education, work experience, language skills are, IRCC is doing targeted draws, the CRS score will go higher now. Right.
Correct, sir.
Sir,
I admit
sir,
that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like, what job role is required for work experience in Canada? What do you mean by work experience in Canada? What job role fits in?
Yeah, so in Canada, we have a classification called tier classification. So tier 0, 1, 2, 3 is required. But in general, any job which is not an entry-level job,
Yes.
which requires education, right? Minimum education will be enough. Most jobs, most students who graduate, they will get jobs, even like, administrative assistant falls in tier 3, and that should be fine. Okay.
Yes.
So unless
Yeah.
it is an entry-level job, you have to worry, you might have to worry about it, low-skilled labor jobs. But most job students after graduating, you get into decent. So this is the thing, Gitika, you have to understand, aage jaake what you want to do, right? You have to understand, the risks of it. If you are willing to take the risk and your employer is ready, and again, we don't really know what is IRCC doing. What happened in December, Gitika?
Correct, sir. Correct.
What happened between December?
In this last month,
Yes,
like they
IRCC.
missed the draws. They missed the draws, and
Yes,
there's
there
no
were some
draws.
technical issues and there were no draws. And
No
many
draws.
students who
Correct.
have in the pool, they, with
Yes.
their work permits expiring, did not receive their ITAs. And who expected COVID? IRCC paused for 2 years.
Yes, correct. Correct. I admit that. We cannot foresee the circumstances.
Yeah. So what happens, for example, you finish, you graduate. Now it is taking 4 to 5 months to get the postgraduate work permit after applying. You can start immediately after submitting your postgraduate work permit. But, right, what happens if I had one of my friends from Ukraine, she applied and she got her postgraduate work permit in 1 week.
Oh, in just a week.
In 1 week. There were days previously,
that's
because
great.
there's a backlog now, but previously people used to get in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So
Yes, correct.
effectively, she was short. There's a new program for Ukrainians, but these are the things what you have to decide. So take your time and think
Okay,
again,
sir.
or what we have
Oh,
discussed. You discuss with Paras, and then we can take it.
So
forward.
one more thing I have to ask you,
sure,
like,
sir.
can you brief us about the PNP program as well?
PNP
Yeah,
is
even my brother, sir, I have to talk to you
PNP
about
is
that one.
PNP
Yeah, my
is already, but
yeah.
if you look into the ONP program, there are many.
Not for me, sir, but for my brother. He's an IT person. Like he has a 4 to 5 years of experience in his field. So, and he also done the masters.
यहाँ पे कि
So,
इंडिया में?
India में, sir. Masters ki and 5 years of experience and he's an IT person. So, will there be any opportunity for him?
Most for unless if he has good English skills like you, and is your younger brother or older elder brother?
He's my younger brother. So, yeah.
So, for most PNP programs, job offers, LMI validated job offers are required,
Oh, okay.
with very few exceptions, right?
Mhm.
And employers in Canada are not really keen on giving and doing LMIs for somebody who they have never met. They have never
Yeah,
seen it.
yes,
There
yes.
are every year, there are 4 lakh students coming to Canada, at least, right? After this 4 lakhs, I think at least 2 lakhs are from India, 150, 1.5 to 2 lakhs from India. And there are also immigrants coming. The quota for, IRCC has increased the quota. There are another 4 lakhs coming in. So there are at least, worst case, even if you remove the undergrad students, there are almost 5 lakh people in Canada coming every year looking for jobs.
Correct.
So employers are not really interested unless it is a very skilled trades, huge shortage here. People who are construction workers, bricklayers, welders, those kind of people, there is a shortage, or highly skilled IT professionals or healthcare professionals. That's it. Other than that, nobody, employers not really interested. One of the few provinces which do not require jobs, but again, it's a very limited quota, SINP, Saskatchewan. Right? But again, very limited. If you look at the entire PNP quota, if you look in, it's very limited. Most provinces hardly have 5 to 10,000 for the entire world per year.
So, sir, any opportunity for him, like in FSW, like he calculated his points and he got 413 year around.
Zero chance, Betty. So if you look into OAMP draws, there is a tech program, right? So OAMP also pulls in people. There are different categories in OAMP. I'll just show
Okay.
you this, and also Shiva, I think, was asking about it. So here, if you look into OAMP, right? So for example, Ontario, it has a different program, difficult program, but employer with a foreign job offer, right? Foreign worker stream, employers have to prove that they are unable to find any people here. Employer job offer, international student stream. It's a bit complicated as well, not as easy. Demand stream, okay? So, and also if you look at human capital, this is where your brother might be actually going. But if you look at the program, okay, stream requirements, I'll share you, but his CRS score has to be very high.
Mhm.
Yeah, human capitals, there are some tech draws. If you look into OINP tech draws for IT people,
Uh-huh.
you can look into it. These are the IT professionals who might, but their score has to be very high. If you look at the scores in 2019, 2022, OINP2, let me just find this link somewhere. I have it. So this is OMP notification of interest. If you look in, right, human capital tech draws. Tech draw, the last draw was on 19th, December, and profiles created in 2001-22 received the score, CRS score was 484 to 490.
Oh,
Right,
how
go
come
down
it be so high?
because people are already here in Canada with
Oh,
1 year
okay.
work
Okay.
experience. So for somebody from India to get such a high score is difficult unless they have siblings, unless they have friends. So it might go down to
Mhm.
460, 450, 460 later on, but still 413 is no chance. So for your brother, you probably might have to same path like you, coming here,
Okay.
Canadian and Canadian work experience.
Okay, sir. Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. So now it makes sense for all of you, right? So the big question,
Yes.
how to calculate your CRS score, right? This is a very basic, and please don't fall scam to all this immigration, unauthorized immigration agencies in India. It's become a situation in India where har kutta wahan pe education consultant बैठा हुआ है, immigration consultant बैठा हुआ है, please do
That's
your
really true.
very true, right? Every agency you go, they'll say, oh, you will get your PNP, you will get your PR, we'll send you, no issues, but pay
Yeah,
2,000 rupees to start with.
they make us fools here.
Exactly. So very important is research. And in Canada, everything is very transparent. So do your research, and only if your score is 470, 480, take a help of a good consultant. It's not really much. We charge $1,500 to $2,000, which is not really, like an immigration lawyers, they charge $4,000 to $5,000. But it's not difficult. It's basically everything is transparent on the website. It's just that since you're doing the first time, you need somebody to, you might need somebody to walk you through the process, check all the documentation. That's it. It's not magic. It's not rocket science to go through the process. Any person who has a decent education and decent English can do it themselves without any immigration consultant or a lawyer. Not difficult, but again, sometimes, mistakes. And again, I know we come from a background where we save, $1 or $2. I am come from a middle class family as well. We always look for discounts and, clearance or sales. That is what middle class family is.
True, sir.
Yes, but again, when it comes to, spending 2-3 months every day sitting and reading, it comes with so much of, research. But yes, please do your research and don't pay anybody unless you know that you have a decent score. Look at the opportunity, look at the draws, what the score is. If your score is CRS is 350, 400, you have zero chance, you'll just lose the money. Right? Okay. So Geetika, thanks, Viti,
Okay.
thanks for joining.